Orugono a na-ebulukwa mmadụ enu ọkwụnụma onye mee nke ọma ebulie ya enu si ya jide nke o ji na-aga n'iru. Biko ka anyị gbakọ kịta wee kene n'Eze-Ana. Eze-Ana ego adị Eze-Ana Ugochi tubelu nwoke ọma nọrọ Ifite ego adị. Ọdịnala bụ eziokwu, ọdịnala bụ ụzọ ndụ. Ị ma na o nwere olu na-eti mkpu na-asị ụmụ Igbo chigharịa, ụmụ Igbo chigharịa. Kwa mbọsị ọ na-eti, n'ụtụtụ n'abalị ọ nọ na nkuzi. Eze-Ana Ugochi tubelu onye ọma nọrọ Ifite, onye mgbasa ozi ọma ọdịnala gaba n'iru. Eze-Ana Ugochi tubelu onye ọma nyeje eme ọnụ. Ọdịnala bụ ụzọ ndụ gaba n'iru. Eze-Ana Ugochi tubelu onye ọma nọrọ Ifite, onye mgbasa ozi ọma ọdịnala gaba n'iru. Eze-Ana Ugochi tubelu onye ọma nyeje eme ọnụ. Ọdịnala bụ ụzọ ndụ gaba n'iru. Eze-Ana ga-adị, Ugochi tubelu ga-adị, Ugochi tubelu tempụl ọ ya adị. Maka na eziokwu anwa chacha ndị ụka erigo anyị front and back, ndị oche eri anyị front and back. Faji asị kala aka ghọrị ụmụ Igbo si anyị rapụ nke anyị na nke fe ka mma. Bulu Baịbụl bịa, akwụkwọ akụkọ mepekwa chọọchị fa, okwu n'ụka bịakwa.
Good morning, viewers all over the world. My name is Ogbuefi Eze-Ana Ugochi tubelu n'Ọrụ Ifite. Abụ m onye isi nchụaja na Ugochi tubelu ọdịnala temple. Anyị na-agba afa miri emi, rụkwazi ọrụ mmụọ dị iche iche. Abụkwazi m onye isi nchụaja na ọdịnala restoration evangelical mission, bụrụkwazi onye mgbasa ozi ọdịnala Igbo. So you can call me an ordinary evangelist. I will answer. Or call me a priest. My mission is to help people live better life. N'ụbọchị taa, n'oge awa nke eziokwu, isiokwu anyị ji bịa. Today's topic is lies against Africa and Igbo spirituality. Lies against Africa and Igbo spirituality. If you pay attention to this lecture, believe in me, you will learn something that will change your life for good. This is the hour of truth. Before we dive into today's lecture proper, important announcement. Today, we are still in the month of September. The monthly rituals is still ongoing. If you want to join in this group rituals monthly, you can say join this month or join in our upcoming month. Distance is never a barrier. You can join anywhere you are all over the world. Makanike to God's power is everywhere under the sun. This morning I have gone to the temple to make declarations upon the lives of those that join us. I will keep doing so till the last day of the month. We visit the waters with eatable things to offer sacrifices on behalf of all. Then we proceed back to the temple to offer sacrifices to entities of powers on behalf of all. I can tell you we have lots of testimonies. But as you all know, we don't share testimonies on social media or in YouTube. You know why? It's not necessary. You know why we're here. But I can tell you we have lots of testimonies This group ritual started almost 3 years now. Yes. By November, it will be exactly 3 years we started it. Believe in me, we have lots of testimonies. So if you are interested, what you will do is make token donation to the account number, chat me on WhatsApp, forward your 3 prayer requests, you place it in the altar, making declaration upon your lives till month end. So if you want to be part of it, or you have any question in today's lecture, chat me on WhatsApp 0805 7837 I repeat 0805 7837 or 0813 8243 871. I repeat 0813 8243 871. Another announcement is that if you are a friend of the temple, a member of friend of the temple, and you are not on our group WhatsApp, we are trying to release music for the friends of the temple. So if you are interested, you want your name to be there, yes, you chat me on WhatsApp. This time around, we are engaging a professional in high life. Yes. So let's proceed. Like I said before, today's topic, the title of today's topic is Lies Against Africa and Igbo Spirituality. Allow the bondage to fall from your eyes. Watch this lecture with unbiased mind. I can tell you will learn something from it. If for any reason, maybe you're a bishop, you're a priest, you are a pastor, you will think that what I'm telling you is a lie. And I will invite you on a debate on Eze-Ana and social media platforms for the world to judge between me and you who is saying the truth. Yes, chat me on WhatsApp if you're interested. Then let's now proceed. If you are our fans watching us from anywhere all over the globe, from Eze-Ana or social media platforms, as you are sharing it, telling people about our administration, may Chukwu bless you abundantly. Now, today's topic, lies against Africa and Igbo spirituality. Lots of lies was told against Africa and our Igbo spirituality. No doubt about it. They formulated so many things. They started even in the Bible stories. Bible stories is not more than 6,000 years. But I can tell you, Africa has been in existence before BC era. From creation, Africa has been existing. Let me start from that walk you call Bible. I told you that Bible was a distorted story. That is why we call it allegorical stories. It's like storybooks. Formulated. It contains history, falsehood, and a manipulation with the intention to deceive Africans, especially in that book. Yes, called Bible. And in interpretation, they cannot give stories or tell us who we are. They use that work called Bible and dictionary to bastardize what made us who we are. We are great people. Civilization started in Africa. I can tell you with a fact. If you have not watched my lecture concerning Africa, the first son of God, you are really missing something. We are not what they said we are. They demonized us, demonized our system, method of worship. They demonized everything concerning Africa, what made us tick. Do you know? Let me tell you what will shock you. Do you know that the first university was built in Africa? All over the globe. The great minds, they do come to Africa to learn wisdom. This Africa is where the whole civilization started. Do you know that somebody like Aristotle studied in Africa. You know, they let us groom so many people at Plateau and rest of them, the Kamas and rest of them. So they took the civilization, the wisdom in Africa, to back to Athens, Greece. And now they are claiming that civilization started. Yeah. No. I can tell you, the school in Africa, go and research it. So all the Bible characters, none of them, if you read their history, must be traced back to Africa, Egypt to be precise. Are you following? So, to Africa, is it Abraham? Is it David? Is it Moses? Name all those they are great. Is it their Jesus and whatever? You trace their story back to Africa. We are not what they told you people that we are. They demonized us, telling us that we are the third world. Even when they are talking about the creation of Adam and Eve, those allegorical story of Garden of Eden, the Eden has been in existence. Go and read Genesis chapter 1. The first creation of man. When the first woman was created, they were never mentioned in their names. They have been in existence before Genesis 2. What happened in Genesis 1 happens after a very long time before Genesis 2. So we have been in existence. You know why? Because that even the allegorical stories of Genesis 2. For you to know that Genesis 1, what happened in Genesis 1 has been in long years before Genesis 2. In Genesis 2, they told you how Adam was made to fall asleep, and then ribs from his own ribs was used to mold a woman. And we are told that that woman gave birth to Cain and Abel and Seth, their sister. Now, you ask yourself, when Cain killed Abel and went to a distant town, a town called Nod, to get married, who is the father of that maiden he got married to? That both of them gave birth to a son called Enoch. And Enoch named that city they are living Enoch City in Eastern Eden. I can tell you, there is a group of, what of those people he referring, telling God that he don't want people to see him. Who are they referring to? To show you that there is people that have been in existence, that are Africans. For that town to have a name called North means that people have been living there. Because without people living there, they will not name the city. Are you following? So, that is the thing. So, we have different origins. And they have their own different origins. That is why, if you said that all human beings, and the way they told us when we are in the Church of Eden, they told us that Adam and Eve is the father of every human on earth, which is lies. I can prove you wrong. You know why? When the Israelites lives in Africa for over 430 years, that's what they live here. When Abraham got married to his sister called Sarah, and him and Sarah was barren. Sarah was barren. No child. They traveled to a developed system, nation, continent, Africa, in search of solution to their barrenness. On that particular place, Abraham got married to Hagar, an African daughter. And when Abraham was treated, the Sarah now asked him to get married to another wife from Africa to test, so that he will be sure that he's already okay. That's the reason why he got married to Hagar. the Lord got married to Hagar because he loved Africans. He got married to Hagar. And behold, he tested himself in Hagar. And God blessed that act. And Hagar was pregnant. Immediately Hagar was pregnant, Sarah wasn't feeling comfortable. He presented herself and he got pregnant too. But at the end of the day, to cut the whole story short, when Hagar put to bed a boy named Ishmael, out of jealousy, because these people, they don't love us. They hated us from the bottom of their hearts. The daughter of Africa with her son was drove out of their presence, the Abraham presence. Of course, for them to die in the wilderness, in the desert. Because before then, the king, the Pharaoh, has sent Abraham packing back to their place, having found out that Abraham lied against the king, the Pharaoh, because he hid the fact that he and Sarah is not brother and sister, that they are husband and wife. So Pharaoh got angry when he found out that Abraham, the Abraham you are talking about, the blessing of Abraham, and Abraham blessing is yours, lied, the liar. And when Pharaoh got to know that Abraham is a liar, he sent Abraham back home. When they went back to their place, Canaan, is where they started maltreating our daughter, Hagar. They sent Hagar to the thick forest for her to die with her son. But Chukwokike, named Africa, he saved Abraham, saved Sarah, saved Hagar and her son, Ishmael, by providing water on the desert. They lived. When Ishmael became of age, he was a hunter. When he became of age, her mother, Hagar, went back to Africa to get a wife for him. So you can see Ishmael blood is combination of the Canaan people, that is the Anyari people blood, and African blood is what formed Ishmael. Are you following? And if Ishmael again, for Ishmael to get married, Ishmael, his mother, went to Africa and get an African daughter for him as a wife. Now, you can see that, and Ishmael is the father of the Arabs, Asian people. Now, then, by so you can see the creation, how the formulation of the blood from the Anyari people and the African people raise another race called Asians. The Babylonians. Do you remember the Babylonians when they grew up? Do you know why Israelites, Anyari people, and the Arab people can never find peace? Do you know why? What they are dragging is the Obi Abraham. Are you following? What they are dragging is the land who will be the first son of Abraham. Abraham inheritance. That's what they are dragging about. Are you following? But do you remember how Chukwuoke blessed this even the Arab people with huge mineral deposit as a compensation? Let me tell you what will shock you. When those Arab people grew up, they were told how the Anyari people mistreated them, and they wasn't happy. They are not happy, and they went to war. There was a time the Arab people ruled this world. They called the Persia, during the Persian Empire. Do you know that there was a time the Persians ruled the world? Yes, there was a time the Roman Empire. There was a time called Persian Empire. When that Persian Empire ruled the world, who are those Persia? Is between this Iraq and Iran axis, the Babylonians of Nebuchadnezzar. They dealt with this Ndanyari mercilessly because of anger of what they did to their father, Ishmael. So if you are thinking that they will find peace tomorrow, no. And when they defeated the Israelites, they took them away to their land and turned them into slaves in reiteration of what they did to their father. That's why they asked them to sing that song they normally sing in the Zion. So at the end of the day, they misplaced them. They took away all the Zionites, scattered them among the European nations, including America, UK, scattered them everywhere. Then they used their people. They filled that land of Canaan. The Palestinians, people you know today as Palestinians. You understand? It's about 1948 or thereabout, that the Europeans, the Americans and the British people got some of them by trace and take them back to small place they make there. Weaponize them and supporting them to fight the inhabitants as Palestinians. That's why you are hearing war against the Israelites and the Palestinians in the Gaza Strait and in North Banks, those areas that are dragging. Here has always been Abraham, and has nothing to do with we Africans. So you can see how the Asians was created. Are you getting me? That is why our own African blood is different from theirs. Now let me ask you a question that will shock you. You should go and dissect it within you. If they said that all human beings are descendants of Adam and Eve, the same mama, the same papa, how on earth African gene is different from Ndanyari? Have you asked yourself? Yes. Why is it that our gene and hormones differs? Our gene and hormones differ because we are not the same creation. We have our own origin, and they have their own origin. But I can tell you, we have been in existence before them. Prove me wrong. So that is how it is. But the later, some people do ask me, why is it that the later, in terms of development and civilization, no, they are not civilized. The cradle of civilization started in Africa. What they did is that they later invaded Africa and they distorted facts. In fact, if they see how they can take the Tower of Babel, they win. I can tell you some of the historical fights has been in African nations that lasted over 20-something million years, thousands of years. From the BCE, millennia. So what we have now is after AD we have BC. After BC we have the AD we have now. So I can tell you, Africa has been in existence thousands before them. So amalgamation of this Britain, America, and these are in migration. People keep migrating from here to there. That's how those areas was formed. From the original Bible stories, those nations are not mentioned. But those areas you have been hearing about Ethiopian Enoch. Ethiopia, this is our Ethiopia, because Ethiopia is one of the African countries that maintain their old name till death. So what I'm telling you is that Africa has been in existence. But these people, they came and formulated lots of lies against Africa, telling us that we are the third world. Maybe they are claiming to be the first world and second world. All these things are lies. All these things are lies told against Africa. Africa has been in existence from creation. So what am I telling you? What I'm telling you now is this. We are not what they told the whole world or made us to believe. Stop believing inferiority. They came and be telling us lies. As if that. Some people, somebody asked me, if Africa actually is the first son of God, why is it that we are lagging behind in terms of infrastructure, weaponry, as in weapons. Let me tell you what happened. In creation, Africans are very hardworking people. We are not warmongers. But for them, let me tell you, I'll tell you what will shock you. Do you know that if you are a house owner, yes, house owner, you are just working hard for yourself and for your benefit of your family. But I can tell you that a thief, an armed robber, can equip himself far more better than you, the house owner. You know why? He will equip himself military-wise, armory-wise, and battle-wise in order to invade your house and possess you the gold and the what makes you take the money you have. So they knew that Africa is highly blessed because Africa is the first son of God. That's why Africa took the best weather, the best mineral resources. You can find it in Africa. So out of jealousy, their intention is to invade Africa. They invaded Africa with a sophisticated weapon. Their intention is to colonize Africa, to take away what made us tick. They invaded Africa and they take everything that made us tick. That is what they did. So when they did that thing, they invaded us, took what made us tick, some gold. Do you know that even Ghana, original name of Ghana before is Gold Coast. Ghana has lots of golds. But do you even know that some Nigeria will have gold, you know? Africa will have mineral resources. So when they invaded us, their intention is to colonize us, to take what made us tick. Mineral resources is the target in Africa. They shared African continent among themselves, and their target is mineral deposits. It's not as if they loved us. All the ancient road built by colonial masters is either the road leads to where oil deposit is, either mineral resources, crude oil, or maybe where they are digging coal in Enugu. All the rail track they built is towards mineral resources deposit site. So once they make those things, they take them back. You even know, you saw that video when Queen Elizabeth was, when she died. We were showed a warehouse filled with gold. The last time I checked, their country does not have gold deposits. Those gold deposits is what they might have taken from Africans. Some country they colonized. So these people, their intention to come to Africa is to take African mineral resources. They took those things to develop theirs. The same way armed robbers can come to your house to take away what makes you tick, to use it for his own benefit. So it's what developed them today is what they took from Africa. Do you know what the Congo people suffered in the hands of Netherlands? That is Holland. Do you know what Congo people suffered in their hand? I can tell you what all those European nations you are seeing today, what made them tick is what they took from Africa. Yes. So all those things is what they took for Africa. So you ask yourself, how is America look like last 1,000 years before they came to Africa? Have you asked yourself like that? How they look like? They are very broke and poor. Even 1960 of yesterday, our economy, even Naira, is stronger than dollar. Some of our people that schooled abroad, once they graduate, they are coming back to Nigeria. If you don't know, our economy, everything is better down here. So the only thing is that they succeeded in bastardizing our system. They make sure that after so much money for them to leave Africa, what they did is that they make sure that the colonial leaders, they divided themselves into three, like I told you in my previous lectures. One went into ministry, like the missionaries. The second group went into business. Are you getting me? Why the third medicine went into governance, led by Lord Lugard to rule. When the third group, this Lord Lugard group, left, leaving behind the business group and the missionary group. The business group is the ones that are into slave trade of a thing. When there was agitation for slave trade to stop, they used those money to buy Shell, Chevron, and all those. They invested their money, which is still giving them money back home. Are you following? Then the church group, the missionary group, I can tell you that diocesans normally still remit money from Catholic back to Rome. Do you know? Do you know that Catholics still remit money from here to Vatican to maintain Rome, European nation? Do you know? All these things is the system they put in place to make sure that they keep on ripping Africa dry. I can tell you, these people, they never loved us. And after that, after when Lord Lugard are leaving, they made sure that they handed authority to people that will always be loyal to them. Some African leaders, they made the system to favor those people. They will take money, go to their country, and dump the money there. They will use the money to develop their place further. While Africa will keep on impoverishing Africans. Because they make sure that the leaders will be there. It's the leaders that will favor them more. This is a system. This is a system. So I'm calling for Africans to wake up, for us to take destiny into our hands. In the sense that we will ensure that those foreigners will not be people that will determine what will happen in our land. So the lots of lies was told about us. They told us that they made us to believe that we are not capable to build our own system. Look at the Chinese, look at the Indians. They took their own destiny into their hands. And I can tell you the China and the Indians are the fastest growing economy. Go to every sector, so you will see China and India leading. Go to auto parts, where they are producing cars, car parts, spare parts. You will see goods there is either from China or from India. Go to where they are selling tools materials. You can see that those there is either China or India. Go to pharmaceutical shop where they are producing drugs. It's either China or India. I can tell you, it's in everything. Go to where they are doing fashion, as in decoration, anything fancy, it's China or India. Go to where they are doing ceramics, plates, marble, tiles. Do you know that WC in your house, that white toilet here in your house, is either China or India? Do you know? They are dominated. You can see they take this into their hand. They are doing well. We Africans should wake up. These people made us to believe that we are inferior. But I can tell you, if Africa is given freedom to run their system, to have their own leaders, I can tell you, Africa will be great. Because weather, everything favored us. Mineral resources favored us. As children of God. So what I can tell you is that they lies against Igbo, even our Igbo spirituality. They tell us to forget calling our fathers, our forefathers. Instead, they introduce theirs. We should not mention our fathers. They demonize our fathers, that our fathers are evil. However, they will ask you to be calling their own father, Anthony of Padua, calling St. Anthony of Anthony of Padua. They will ask you to be calling St. Francis of Assisi. They will be telling you to be calling Pope John Paul and rest of them. They canonize their people's sense. They canonize their people's sense. Yes, but our own people, they did not. Look at what is happening with our own person, Father Tans. I remember vividly in the early 80s when Pope John Paul, now he's sent. They have canonized him sent. When he came to Oba, Anambra State, to declare Father Tans a servant of God. Until now, as we speak, Father Tans is still at a level of blessed. At level of blessed. While the Pope John Paul that declared him servant is now a saint. Even Mother Teresa of Calcutta, that used to be alive then, is now a saint. But Father Tans is still there. Nobody. So what I'm telling you is that they demonize our system of worship. They demonize our system of lifestyle. During that time, our forefathers used to marry like how many wives? as they feel deem fit, depends on the system or what surround them. They came and demonized it and said that it's a sin. Instead, they introduced one man, one wife. And also they introduced even lesbianism, homosexuals. Do you know that when Africa was really Africa, when nobody colonized us, when we obey our own system of worship, we don't know about this homo or lesbians. But today as we speak, they have already brainwashed our people to the extent that some people they are no longer see it as evil. Me and you, early this year, you remember when their new Pope, the Pontiff Francis, advised his priest to bless couples, homo and lesbian. According to him, he says it's just mere blessings. Mere bless, the so-called mere blessing is not for them to carry on. They call it is their right to be homo or to be lesbian. But our forefathers that married with more than one wife, they condemned them and said they will go to hell. They will stop receiving Holy Communion. Who is deceiving who? They made us to believe that even our ancestors cannot even intercede for us. But I remember, I was born a Catholic, called Catholic. I used to be a member of a society in the Catholic Church called Purgatorial Society. Go and verify if you're a Catholic. Go and verify in your own parish. Ask your Reverend Father if there is no society in the Catholic Church called Purgatorial Society. If he prove me wrong, I will give you 1 million naira. There is a society in the Catholic Church called Purgatorial Society. This group of people believe that souls in purgatory, they are not in heaven, but souls in purgatory can actually intercede for the living. So for them, the Catholics believe that dead souls can actually intercede for the living. Why is it that they are condemning us from calling the names of our fathers and our forefathers to intercede for us? And you believe? Then how can on earth somebody is telling you that your fathers, your forefathers are not worthy to intercede for you, while their own fathers is capable to intercede for you? Who is fooling who? Are they telling you that in your lineage, from your mother's side, down your mother's side, down your father's side, none of your lineage is worthy? Live the good life. Is it what they are telling you? Are they telling you that your lineage, mother's side and father's side, none of your forefathers lived a good life? Is it what they are telling you? And you believe it? Africans, wake up. Stop accepting trash. Some of these things is what they said in order to put fear in you, in order to make you look like less human, in order to make you look as if you are nothing. Let's come back and embrace our own fathers. Let me tell you, it will be very disastrous. How will your fathers feel if you live your life? Or how will you feel after living your life on earth? Maybe in next 200 years, you are no longer here. Me and you will no longer be here in next 200 years. You are in the world of spirit. And you see a son, a descendant of your own lineage. Maybe your great grandchildren. There he saw you and recognized you as his ancestors. But he doesn't bother. He doesn't care. Instead, he's shouting, Anto Padua, St. Teresa of Assisi, pray for us. Maria Gorati, pray for us. How will you feel? And he ignored you. Will you feel disappointed? Because when you are here on earth, as you are laboring now, for the benefit of your families, but your descendants, upcoming students that doesn't recognize you. So I know you feel sad. The same way your own fathers are feeling sad now that you, their son, their representative, have never even used one small cola to thank them. I'm recommending that each family should have a day they celebrate their ancestors. Call it Ancestral Day. Like me, every 1st of January, I normally do it. So you can choose any day that suits you. Do you know why? If you refuse to celebrate your ancestors, your children on board, your children will not celebrate you. Because you did not tell them the importance of celebrating their own fathers. Maka na gịnị bụ ndụrụgandụ? Ndụrụgandụ bụ onye amụtara ọmụta ibi, onye amụtara ọmụta ibi, onye amụtara ọmụta ibi. That is ndụrụgandụ. O nwere ihe dịka onye have life without end. Are you following? So what I'm telling you, let me round up, is this. I'm rounding up. Don't allow anybody to tell you that Africa and Igbo spirituality is evil. Evil is evil on its own. Evil is evil on its own. Then spirituality is spirituality anywhere. Like Igbo spirituality will tell you about Eze-Ana. Imagine a matter. If you know what he will not tolerate for another person, don't do it to another person. Igbo spirituality believe in karma. Igbo spirituality believe in Ofono. Igbo spirituality believe in whatever you sow is what you reap. Garbage in, garbage out. That whatever evil or good you do on earth must flow back to you, the originator. That is Igbo spirituality concept. That other people are going into that other vast, diversity into another area of, as in going into deeper spiritual angle that might consume them if it's not handled properly. Let me give you an example. In foreign spirituality, like I told you, spirituality is what? There is what we call metaphysics. I remember my dean of study then. He's a dean of study and Department of Philosophy then. He studied metaphysics. Now he wanted to become a reverend father. They said no. Because they believe that he had already studied things more deeper about spirituality and the oppressions in the spiritual realm. So for that reason, they said they will not ordain him. Although eventually he traveled abroad and was ordained. But what I can tell you is that studying metaphysics is another studying about another plane. Yes, let me put it that another phase in the spiritual realm. Then some people normally go into occultic practices. You will see some people will tell you that some people will tell you that they are vegetarians, some are into occultic practices, learning about all those astral travel, astral plane, and everything. Those are diverse method and departments. Then in Igbo spirituality, some people go into charm making. If you are into charm making, my warning is that you should know your limit, because charms have limitation, because it's formulated from with something that have beginning and end, so it's not infinite. Are you following? So that's why I will always ask you to tread with caution. However, Igbo spirituality on its own is different. Then other aspects people normally diverse is different. So charm making is another diverse. It's not the core Igbo spirituality. Core Igbo spirituality is simple built on Ofono. Live and let live. And is a principle of love and live and let live. That is Igbo spirituality. Eze-Ana. That is why I told you before now that anybody that told you that is practicing Igbo spirituality, if the person is not onye na-asọ Eze-Ana, onye ahụ serious, ọ bụrụ na mmadụ ji ọfọ mean na onye ahụ bụ onye na-practice Igbo spirituality. A sị na nwoke ji ọfọ, nwaanyị ji ọfọ, na ọfọ ma onye jien. So if you are claiming to be an ordinary practitioner and you are swelling your hands in evil or in blood, then you are not an Igbo spirituality practitioner. You are just deceiving yourself. You are a lion in a sheep clothing. Onye wona onye na-asọ Eze-Ana, Igbo spirituality must do it with clean hands. If you are called in a village to say the truth the way it is, without fear of favor. Yes, that is onye na-asọ Eze-Ana. Let me stop here. So Igbo spirituality is not evil or the way people normally demonize it. Somebody that is in the village giving poisoning people, it's not Igbo spirituality that asks him to be doing so. What is simple means that the person is naturally wicked. Take it from me. Igbo spirituality will never ask you to be evil, bewitching others. or putting poison for people's land not to progress. No, you not Igbo spirituality that sent you. But brother, if you are doing like that, you are naturally wicked. It's not Igbo spirituality that sent you. Let me stop here. If you have a question in today's lecture, or you want us to do deep consultation for you, chat me on WhatsApp 0805 7837672. I repeat 0805 7837672. See you tomorrow n'oge awa nke eziokwu. Ọ bụrụ na ọnwa egburu ọjọọ eji wee chụ aja, emechaa na ọ ga-ekwu ome. May the blessing of the Most High Chukwu be with us and bless us abundantly now and forevermore. Ya gasịa.